Ladies and gentlemen, this is Leobardo, and we are live, man, for some Yes Sir podcast, baby. Now, there is some major stuff happening in AEW, another backstage fight in AEW. Man, how many backstage fights there gotta be, man, till Tony Khan does something, bro? Like, say all you want about Vince McMahon, but Vince McMahon at least for the most part, would get on wrestlers' asses if they was acting a fool backstage. Like, hey, you can't be doing this, is bad for business, and tell them to, get whatever they got to get over with and move on for the best of this business. Anyway, Andrade and Sammy Guevara got into a fight. And what did Sammy Guevara do now? Why did he get Andrade mad? So, let's get to the context of this. It all started when Andrade went on Mass Lucha, a shoot wrestling website where you interview the wrestlers, the inner workings of the business and how it is, man. And Andrade said to the interviewer that Sammy Guevara complained about Andrade supposedly hitting him too hard in the wrestling ring. And of course, there's limits to how hard you can hit guys in the wrestling ring because, obviously it's work, but you got to make it believable, right? So of course you're gonna have to hit them with a little bit of force at least. You feel me? Especially with chops. And speaking of chops, Sammy Guevara also worked with Walter in the PWG, which is a major independent promotion in LA. And Walter is renowned for his chops, and a chop is basically like almost like a backhand to the chest, right to the sternum. And Walter, let's just say, hits people super, super hard with those chops. And Sammy took like 50 of those chops, so it's like, why is he complaining now? Is he traumatized by them chops, or what's going on? But it didn't stop there, because Sammy Guevara and Andrade, went at it on Twitter, and Sammy Guevara had this to say, and it will be paraphrased due to profanity. "You didn't say stuff to me, you liar, but here's some truth, you ungrateful boy. You would be jobless if it wasn't for your dad-in-law," referencing Ric Flair, of course. "Are you really mad at me or mad at yourself for failing to get over a second time? Just go back to WWE like we all know you want to do and F off," said Sammy Guevara on Twitter to Andrade. Man, I don't even know what to say about that tweet because that seems very, very inflammatory to Andrade. But come on, man. Like, yeah, Andrade, he hasn't gotten over in AEW, but to be fair, Sammy Guevara is, well, best friends with the booker, Tony Khan. So what does that make him then? Like, if anything, Ric Flair hasn't done much for Andrade in AEW because, boy, let me tell you, if Ric Flair was involved in AEW, Andrade would be the megastar. He'd be like Roman Reigns. Or at least they're trying to make him like Roman Reigns, man. So I don't know what Sammy Guevara's at there, man. I don't know. But anyway, this obviously isn't the first time that Sammy Guevara got in trouble with several people in the business, as there was, of course, that previous tweet regarding Sasha Banks in which he stated he wanted to do, let's just say, illegal things to Sasha Banks. And then another incident with Eddie Kingston, as during an AEW show, Sammy Guevara called Eddie Kingston a fat piece of lard, and Eddie Kingston was pissed and, pie faced him, like, put his hand all over Sammy Guevara's face and all that. And Sammy Guevara, man, is just he's just a very unlikable person. Beyond unlikable, like his face, right, and his relationship with Tay Conti and how they do all this PDA. Like, this PDA ain't necessary, man. This is a wrestling show, not a romance show. You feel me? Even in the Attitude Era, where sex was more integrated into wrestling for some reason, the fans would revolt against that. And another thing, man, he is a disgrace to the city of Houston. A disgrace to Megan Thee Stallion Landia. So much of a disgrace that even the baby would have more love in Houston than Sammy Guevara. And that's all, man. This guy's pissing me off, man. Hell nah, man. Sammy Guevara, just fire Sammy Guevara already, Tony Khan. Fire this dude, man. Unbelievable. And that's all for today. Yes, sir.